Jamchu Badu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Kenshir Sangye Jupasho Sangye Chunam Soki Chunam La Jamchu Badu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penshir Sangye Jupasho Sangye Chunam Soki Chunam La Jamchu Badu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penshir Sangye Jupasho.
Shogadish Mogadi.
Good morning and welcome to Emptiness Meditation.
Wah, wah.
Shani Lama's text on how the different philosophical schools consider the phrase that a thing lacks self-existent. No. I'm sorry, I got 3 hours of sleep. It's a good book.
Thank you.
In the I'm sorry. In K.J.'s refutation of many causes create many results, what are the 3 possible explanations of what's going on with regard to the 3 factors of visual awareness established by the 3 footprints or pieces of evidence?
What's going on?
The 3 factors.
I'm just going to give them to you. They appear to be separate, but in actuality they aren't. The 3 never appear as separate to any state of mind. Or the 3 are in actuality separate.
Cool.
That's the only 3 possible ways that could happen.
Totally.
Okay. So now how does he refute the first and second possibilities, which if you recall are they appear to be separate, but they're not. The 3 never appear as separate to any state of mind. So you might notice that in the first 2 cases, they're not separate, right? So that gives you a hint. Sort of. Okay. The first, he refused the first by if the way a thing exists is one way, as one, and the way it appears as another, as separate, its true existence is called into question, and that statement becomes a lie. And for the second,
what's the problem?
Which is pretty much the definition of illusion in Buddhism.
So why is that a problem, though? Why is that a refutation? Because it's not supposed to have any true existence, right? Oh, forget it.
Here it is.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
okay. Then the second one, if no state of mind ever sees the 3 factors, then the corresponding evidence would also have to join together as one. And the assertion that many causes create many results is lost.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's really bad, or
deep.
Whoa? Yeah.
Very deep.
So deep. Okay. Now for the... How does K.J. refute the 3rd possibility, polish off the 4th possibility, and finish the Chokchi? So remember, the 3rd possibility is talking about the 3 ways that the factors of a visual awareness are connected with the evidence of the 3 pieces of evidence about having had a visual awareness of the 3 factors. And the 4th possibility is when we're talking about 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1, many to many, many to many. That's the 4th possibility, the bigger picture. And the Chokchu, yeah. Okay. All right. So visual awareness
It
and
is
its,
very quiet in the room.
visual awareness and its three qualities are not ultimately separate.
Remember now.
Because if they were, then an Arya seeing the way things are would see that,
Main loop.
and they don't.
Yep.
Okay, third possibility.
The trick
smashed.
is the word ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay.
If a thing could exist ultimately, it would have to exist in a way that reflects the way reality really is. And that denies the third possibility that visual
Phew.
awareness and its three qualities could be ultimately separate. And further denies the fourth possibility that many causes could create many results, which completes his refutation that things could start through four possible ways. Phew.
Yay. Yeah, now I know what you meant by the fourth possibility. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Of the mushy can't go.
Yeah.
It's hard because we're using third possibility.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do something easy.
By the way, our author
Look like that.
rushed by this, and we slowed down to cover it, and it took us about 2 or 3 classes,
4
4 classes.
But who's counting?
and 5 hours last night.
You did a good job on it.
So I suppose there is no English equivalent to Jitawa.
You do
Jitawa.
suppose that.
Oh,
Jitawa.
Worldly?
Chikitawa.
Look like that.
Oh,
What was that?
Instruction.
it's as
No,
opposed to
no, no.
Jinyepa.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No,
you
no,
see it
don't.
and-
No. It's the next word.
I mean, as opposed. That's
Yeah,
all.
okay.
One and two are opposed to each other.
Oh, what
Same as.
No,
Jinepa means like,
maybe you could think about the 3 types of beings that look at Jitawa and Jinyepa and in 3 different
Oh,
combinations.
this is fear and
No.
Whoa.
never mind.
Wow. I should have offered money, then I could be rich. The way things are.
The way we Jinepa.
No, that's not how it works. They don't
the way
pay you
things
when
are.
they lose.
Yeah, yeah, it looked like that.
Jinepa is the way we take them to be.
Right, it's
Nope.
like that.
any one of appearance.
All the
Yeah.
things there are.
Oh, okay, way off.
Everything's always the same.
Yeah,
Don't you
so the
remember?
first thing is seen by
Arya.
Arya. The second
Oh,
thing is
yeah.
seen by
Buddha.
Buddha. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a famous
That's cool.
distinction to see the way things are and to see all the things there are. It's different.
Good
The na-
vocabulary
the-
words.
yeah, the naked.
Yeah, it is a good vocabulary word.
And
The
Nyam.
nying, how's the
Degenerate?
nying function?
That name means
Generate.
however many.
Yeah, however
Oh.
many.
It means many, but in the sense of how many,
Okay.
not in the sense of Duma.
Yeah.
Just generate spelled
And
the
I
same
looked
way.
up the spelling
It
to
is.
make sure it's spelled with a sa, not a ra.
Finite.
Yeah, good, because with the R it means to locate something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now it means degenerate, but also can mean like negate, right? Like not that.
Which one?
Yeah, they had different
Nyam.
meanings.
Mm.
Oh no, sorry. Nyam, we're on 2. This has
oh,
many.
no.
On to
Well,
question.
nyam means to degenerate, usually.
Lost,
Nyampa.
deteriorate,
Yeah.
aspect, shy.
But Kesha, for some reason I thought at the end of the phrase we were using it to mean like it's not that way or something.
Snyam means I think so.
Yeah.
So SNYAM
Jitawan yang,
Right.
would be, it seems to me.
genius.
But this nyam, there's a nasty one that means a gesture in a dance. Or a gesture in a play.
With
So,
a sa.
yeah, same
Sao.
spelling.
Oh.
Same
So it
spelling.
means deteriorate or make a pleasing gesture. So, you know, you gotta be careful.
Okay.
Hey.
It's kind of an approximation of seeing all
Oh,
things.
that's pretty.
Or all things there are.
Where is that, I wonder?
Santa Cruz, maybe. No.
It's too low to the ground.
Too low to the ground.
Yeah, it is actually.
Right, right. Yeah.
Please take the plane.
I'm taking the plane and need some time to take the plane.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Hello? Come.
That's probably like
Get your
Michael.
microphone.
We reached sort of the holy grail of her text.
You can tell something about the density of the material when the stopping point is in the middle of a paragraph.
Yeah.
No, he just wanted to give us a taste of what's coming.
Okay, so I'm just going to read. Dilla Shepherd Mendawa Yokyang. They say, once you have done all this logical analysis, how are you going to meditate on it, somebody says. And we say, oh, there's many different systems about this question, but we're going to quote Kedum Norsan Gyatso, who we researched already. And in his miscellaneous works, he says, and then this is going to be 2 paragraphs from this famous Lama of the past. And it starts out by saying, Shini matope konotu, even before you have reached shamatha, you can start meditating on emptiness, which is the whole theme of her book, because it belongs to a genre called
Tachi.
Touchy.
Dati, which means instructions
On
on
the profound view.
profound view. So, Lei Tamboa means new guys, beginners. How are we going to meditate on emptiness if we haven't reached shamatha yet, right? Tawa Kyongso Dodu de Juna, if I were to describe to you just briefly how you should be meditating on emptiness, which is kind of what we've been waiting for 3 years.
Right.
So finally here we get the promised meditation on emptiness. I hope it satisfies your expectations. Tangbor?
Tangpa kandu shepa tar chik tu trel so. Te kona ni la che pe rikpa non ki che te chang war jene.
Okay, first step, kondu shepatar.
As we described above.
Good, as I described above, you should be examining emptiness with kinds of logic which look into suchness, and those are classical proofs of emptiness like one or many. This is misspelled, right?
No.
Good. Not misspelled.
Yeah.
No, 2 is correct.
Yeah.
Rikpa nam kichite. And you should jang.
Practice.
Do it.
Yeah, like get familiar with them. Don't just read them once and try to go on. That's not the way Buddhist proofs of emptiness are. You have to sit with them, you have to reread them, you have to cook it. So there's a key word here. Chang, like practice them over and over again. In theory, before you sit down. Okay? So this is the Buddhist method. And don't tell me use your heart and don't use your mind. Okay? When you use your mind, you can use your heart. Okay. Tawa, go ahead.
Tawang ngo ki kyong we tse rang shin ki drupal tabu ga cha te yuna rang shin ki drupe chik tang tare kang rung le ma de pe nge pa kye te.
Okay. So after you've practiced them and got good at them, Tawa ngoshi, this is ngoshi as opposed to,
Shen? No.
we had
Oh, J2?
nyerdok.
Yeah, the platform as opposed to the direct part in the sample.
Say it in modern terms, like rock and roll.
The preparation. Oh, the main.
Yeah,
act.
the main act and what do you call the band that opens the?
The opening.
Opening.
Yeah. Okay, so he says that was the opening act. Now we get to the main show. Okay, ngoshi means the main show. So when you get to Diamond Mountain and you sit in your cabin and you want to actually, practice kyung this viewpoint. Okay, when then Rangshiki Dupa Tabu Gakcha. First you take a Gakcha, for example, the idea that fire could have a nature of being hot, okay? Or that aspirin could take away your headache, okay? Take a Gakcha like that and reflect to yourself, if it did exist, then it would either have to be one or separate. And there's no, this mandepa means there's no other choice. That you should come to
You should ascertain.
come to believe, okay, that there's only 2 choices, okay? Either the fire is in the heat is in the fire, or it's separate from the fire, okay? It's got to be one or the other, okay?
Oh, this is cool.
Then go to here.
Tene nga tabu rang shin ki drupe chik tang tuma kang rung du drupma drup che.
Stop
pe.
there. Then you should take something like
Me.
yourself, okay? And you should see whether you are one thing which has its own nature, or are you many things which have their own nature. Are you or are you not? Drupa madu. Chepa. Do that examination.
Okay.
Is there any part of me which is not coming from my seeds? Okay? And please continue. Kantayang. There's the nyepa with the R.
Can't find.
Yeah,
You
once
find.
you have located, come to a certainty that you don't have a nature of your own, that you, the parts of you are coming from seeds, okay? Like your thoughts, you are the listener, you are not the thinker. You are listening to thoughts coming out of mental seeds, okay? That's all. Once you're sure about that, gyutsen te ni ki na,
By that cause, like
using that as your reason,
right.
okay? Using that very thing as your reason. Meaning, I'm listening to my thoughts come out of mental seeds, or something like that. Take that as a reason. And then, from that, conclude that, ngara shiki dupatabu, then, sheput la shak, put that gakcha at the depths of your heart, put that gakcha at the center of your mind. Okay? Pukla shak means put it at the center, shepukla shak. What's the gakcha? I don't exist by nature, okay? I'm not existing from my own side. For example, my thoughts are coming out of seeds. My reaction to yoga is coming out of my seeds. Some people do the same pose and hurt their neck. And some people do the same pose and get thin. It's very frustrating. Okay. So all those parts of me, then just keep thinking, me.
It's not that way. It's not
Yeah, that me who is self-existent, that me who doesn't come from my seeds, that me who is a me who responds to yoga like every other single person in the yoga class doesn't exist. Nyambe. Kyongwa means sustain. It can also mean rakshita, right? It means to nurture a child, for example. But here it means nurture that thinking. Sustain it. This jintang, this way of holding, this way of looking at yourself and think, no, there's no me who responds to yoga the way everyone else does, right? Okay? Doesn't exist. Me, okay? That mega jintang, hold that megakish thought. She sumbatar chao.
You should think like this.
That's what they say.
That's what he said,
Yes.
Norsan Gyatso, I think.
Right, of course.
Yeah, that's what Norsan Gyatso said. That was his advice. So we haven't input his text. We should input his text. And we can find out whether this is a paraphrase or a direct quotation. If it's a direct quotation, we have to inset it. It's probably a direct quotation, I'm thinking. But it could be a paraphrase. So we have to input all his books to find out. Please read.
Jintang shen to songna, rikpa jintang chete, nang su de tar to drupa me nyam to sam shinkir ne gom par chala.
Okay, let's, by the way, shen is almost always misspelled.
Right.
It's always, almost always shena, if you say.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in this position in a sentence, but actually in this case it's correct, okay?
It's Zintang.
So this is jintang above, meaning the way you hold something. Tang meaning
The gate.
the gait of a horse, the way a horse runs. So jintang means the way you hold something. The way you hold this mega, right? This absence of something, which is emptiness. Jintang shendu songna. If it becomes kind of burned into your, if that way of looking at things as a mega becomes habitual, shen. Shenbashidya, right? The famous Sakya text.
From before attachment.
Oh.
Yeah, if it becomes an attachment, a good attachment.
Yeah.
Okay, if you just start to, songna means if it happens, past tense of dro.
Oh.
Okay, if it happens that this way of looking at it becomes habitual, you get addicted to it. If you get addicted to this zintang, then all you have to do is just briefly remember the logic behind it, and then you will start thinking to yourself, it don't exist. It don't exist the way it looks. It don't exist the way it looks. Nang so detar do the way it looks. But man, it doesn't exist that way. It doesn't exist that. You will start to think that to yourself, and you will give up. Cure mo means sour.
Yeah.
But as a verb, it means to reject or to throw out. Like to take some drunk, and I was in Ireland and walking down the sidewalk, and a guy flew past me in the air and crumpled on the street. They threw him out of a bar. They just threw him out of a bar. Threw him out of a bar. Literally. And that's cure. Okay, so just show around. We were kind of shocked, but I guess it's a normal thing. Anyway, assumption. So it doesn't mean sour here, right? But maybe they're related, right?
Yeah.
So forsake those ideas that these things could exist the way they seem. Gombaja, keep meditating that way. Keep rejecting wrong ideas about yourself, for example, that I'm thinking my thoughts, or I could choose my thoughts, because you can't. You are just listening to what you did to somebody last week. Okay, Gombaja la. Then, go ahead and read.
Jetop tu suksok dendrup tu lam chawana. Tinam dinam archupa me nang tong sope huma tabu te ema old sar.
Emo. Nyam
Nyambu tab
tower.
tower
Tower.
chow.
Okay, what's Jetop?
After.
Yeah, when you're done mountain and you finish your meditation session and you get up to have lunch, okay? And you look at the physical things, the bread, the cheese, whatever, okay? They will, Demba Dupa, lam means automatically. Lam. They will just, lam means they will just strike you. Lam char means they will strike you without consideration. They will strike you as though they exist from their own side, okay? Not from your seeds, not from your perceptions. And then you have to think to yourself, okay, nyam here. You have to think to yourself, and you have to have the viewpoint, hold the viewpoint that, okay, these things look like that, you know. I don't know, the bread looks like it has a big mold spot on it because the caretakers delivered me old bread. And it looks like that. But I admit it looks like that. But you know what? Here it is. Here is the combination, the marriage of deceptive reality and ultimate reality. Nangtong. Nangtong. Which in the tantric teachings is detong. Which in the non-tantric teachings is nangtong. Yeah, the bread is moldy because I didn't, help my other retreatant get his food, and it's empty of being the fault of the caretakers.
So we would not use appearance here, but deceptive.
No, you can. No, I would use
deceptive?
appearance. Or the way things look is married to emptiness.
Okay.
Therefore, it's as though it were an illusion. Yeah. Wow, that's fucking amazing.
That's fucking.
This is the fun. This is the king. Excuse me. Don't tell me.
Sorry, it's already.
But it means that. It means like, damn, this is amazing, you know. This moldy bread is coming from me not helping my fellow retreatant get his food on time or something like that. And it doesn't come from the caretakers at all. I mean, here I am irritated at the caretakers, but it's not their fault. That's incredible, you know. Emma, Emma ho. Then Emma means wow or whatever. And Ngotar Che means that's totally amazing. We had it in your text, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, that's totally amazing. Yeah, okay. So that's a very, I mean, we've been waiting for, the sort of the title of your book was Meditation on Emptiness or something. And we've been waiting for something tasty like this. So that's the one you're going to
Yum, yum,
repeat in your lectures for the rest of your life.
in my retreats.
Nyam de tawa so. Okay, go ahead.
Gil tak mang tu che she kyang. Ni dre din la shar gom sam yang me na. Ke tin ki ning po tor wa yin be par jiao.
Okay, Geltap Mandu Che Shekyang. You can understand how to make a lot of Geltak arguments. Okay, Geltak. You can understand a lot of different analyses about emptiness. Geltak, okay? But if you don't even have a shargom about what they really mean. So shargom is that list meditation, okay? And that's the lowest kind of meditation. What are the other two? Yeah, and analytical, and then put your mind on the meaning. Okay, shargom, samyang mena. If you don't even know how to do a shargom on all these arguments you learned in class, geltaks, then Torwa means blown up.
All right, scatter.
Here it means it got wasted or something. The very essence of the whole point. Godun means the whole point of studying, of translating, of being in class. If you can't sit down and do just a simple review meditation on the main points, then the whole point of sitting in class, Tor, it was exploded, okay? It was lost. Therefore, come on, Bepercha.
Try a little harder.
Yeah, kick ass, man. Work harder, okay? Definitely. Yeah.
Is that the verb or something? Because we had toured with
Exactly. This is the Chepapongo Suyupa, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have blown up the whole purpose of your study if you can't even sit down for 5 minutes and use it as a meditation. Okay? So double up your efforts. Kick ass. Okay. Ona.
Ona, teran ki kai, luki takme tope tawa te to kanki den yin shena.
You guys can translate this.
Well then, you may.
Well, then you got that right.
Both systems of the middle way.
Well, if we had both the time we are present around groups,
Good. The two systems of the middle way.
say that
the realization of no self.
Yeah.
Yeah, the view which realizes no self.
Where's the sutra sources for this? Here's a question. Where's the sutra sources? This is the meaning of which sutras? You know, yeah.
You
In
may
the
ask.
sutras. The
Yeah.
meaning in the sutras.
Of which sutras is this the meaning? Okay. Yeah, your two Madhyamika guys' viewpoints. Well, where's the sutras where'd you get this from? Okay. And the answer is
Dini tingzin kyopo la sope to shenki tenyang yin me. So ni yim sum la sopa. Skorlo parwe tenyim par nike dedo.
yeah. By the way, the Nikkei Dodo at the end means both branches of the middle way school would agree. Okay. Nikkei Do, but they would both agree that, yeah, you could also find this in other sutras, such as the King of Concentration, Samadhi Raja. They say, yeah, you could find it in the Samadhi Raja and some other books, but really the main thing is the Kolo Parpa for $0. I'm just waking up word.
Oh, the second turning of the wheel.
Good, the second turning of the wheel. So they say mainly you should go to the second turning of the wheel, the three yums.
Three mothers, the perfection of wisdom.
Yeah, the medium, the abbreviated, and the extended. Okay, you should go to those. Perfection of Wisdom Sutras. So yeah, you could go to some sutras like Samadhi Raja. We admit, But listen, the main ones are the books of the middle of the second turning of the wheel. Okay.
Three mothers.
Yay. Okay, here we go.
Nipat kolsa chitsula. Ngarapat ka chiknare. Nam ka la tabu.
Tawu.
Tabu.
Tawu.
Tau. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Tau sundu mepate shindu. Le kang tu minzin ching yi yang yi ma yi lam mi chepate. Ne lu gom su yino she Sarah.
Good. Kulsa means disputation,
Yeah,
like argument.
Yeah.
Well, this is spelled differently.
That one has
That's RG.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but kulsa means a place of dispute, but it means dispute. Okay, so we're gonna chill the dispute, like Dorji Chupa, Diamond Cutter.
Is
Yeah.
this the way to?
So we're gonna have some stupid ideas brought up, and we're gonna blow them away. Okay. Okay.
Is this
So
the way to
How do
dispute
we
them?
stop this too?
well, it just means here's how we.
Okay.
Here's how we and we're going to start with, by the way, I have split them to make them easier, but they repeat Sarah Young Mite, Sarah Young Mite, Sarah Young Mite, Sarah Young Mite. Okay,
some of my
His claims are not correct.
They also.
so the young even appears in the first one, even though it's not even yet. Okay, so it says, look.
even this
So the young mite, which is going to come after claim, is that's also wrong, and that's also wrong, and that's also wrong, and that's also wrong. Okay, so I split it for you just to make it look like a debate. Okay, so here we go. Ngarapa, this is like
Previous lives?
kirab. Yeah, rab means a string of things. Ngarapa means people of the past, thinkers of the past. Ngarapa, people of the past, thinkers gone by. Okay, they have said, and here's the claim, here's the verb, down at the end. What did they say? Namka doesn't have ta or u.
Space has no edge or middle.
Yeah, empty space has no middle or edges. Sung to meba means you can't point to a center or an edge of space, okay?
Can't hold to.
They should do
It's like, that's how it looks.
that thing which cannot be held by the mind and that you can't even think about.
Oh yeah.
Is the meditation on the true nature of reality. Okay? Then we say, haha, mite. Yang mite. Well, first of all, that one's wrong. Why? I'm sorry, you guys. That's a Hashang style.
Yeah.
Washington said.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay? That's a crazy Chinese guy's viewpoint. Chiang Mei. Okay? Gonzo, that's his meditation system. He doesn't even
Yeah.
prove that it's wrong. He just says, oh, that's that one we heard
The fact that some
back in the
Chinese
9th
law
century.
He's doing a Gelson.
That's the one we heard back in the 9th century. Come on. Now here comes another guy. So anyway, this is the wrong idea of space-like meditation. Okay. Oh, meditation on emptiness is like space because you can't hold anything. You shouldn't think about anything. Okay. And I like this list because it's a very yoga studio list. Sorry, most yoga studio. It's stuff you're gonna hear in most yoga studios. Okay. They should have said yoga jangsa kita. Yeah, yoga studio viewpoint. Number 1. Okay, not the 3 jewels, of course. Okay. Okay, go ahead. So here's the second dumb idea.
Hachik che kangang din yin di yin ngu sung de me par gom pate ne look gom pan so.
Yeah, and he uses the same second half, right? Oh, that's what it is to meditate on the real nature of things. Okay, that's what it is to no. So other guys said no. What it means to meditate on the real nature of things means you don't identify. We had it in his text because he sinned. Finally, he finally identified what's giving him trouble,
Right.
which is myself. He finally identified who was the troublemaker. This is the present tense or future. Ngusung. Yeah, they say, oh, look, nothing is and nothing isn't. Nothing can be identified. Everything's beyond is, everything's beyond is not. Everything is just empty. Okay, you can't say this is this, you can't say that's not that. Ngosong. Can't identify it either way. Impossible, me. And meditating like that, oh, I can never say something is. I can never say something is not. That's the meditation on emptiness, he says, okay? That's empty. That's a meditation on the real nature of things. Ne look, okay? Then we say yang mite.
It's also stupid.
And that's also a stupid idea. If that were the case, Detana, then you couldn't say Sangye Yimba, Semte Yimba.
That's a Buddha. That's a
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, that's a Buddha, that's a suffering living being. There would be no distinction, Kayam Mepa. There wouldn't be any such thing. According to you, you couldn't say, this person's a Buddha, this person's still suffering. You couldn't make that distinction because that wouldn't be the true nature of things. Now finally you guys got some applications. Okay? You get into the sexy part of her book without any hard work. No, they should go away and come back to more of Adam's text.
We got Suga.
Then they can earn it. Okay. Okay, next one. Third stupid idea. These stupid ideas are very valuable.
Sedona ideas.
타테르 신앙 트 메월 순투 성의 미예 파페셰 자와 중 세향 메토 냠트 콤파데 니룩 콤파우서
Yeah.
다 테
Yeah, the guts of it is here. She Jawa Chungse Kyang Medo. There is, and this is a common misunderstanding of the last lines of
Cutter Sutra.
the Three Principal Paths, for example. You know, it's this rumor that prasangikas don't take any position at all. Because they said everything is beyond taking a position, but that isn't what they meant. So they say she Jawa means to accept a position, to take a position. Chungse Kyang Medo.
Can't even a little bit.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any position at all. Somebody says, do you believe in purple elephants? You say, no position. Do you believe that everything is unchanging? No position. Just refuse to have no opinions is to see emptiness. Okay. Tade, if you search the active sense of cell, chaktal, right? If you look in the outside of the body, you look on the inside of the body, you look at the upper part of the body, you look at the lower part of the body, you look at the middle of the body, so that you don't find anything.
the three of those five
Yeah, yeah, you keep looking and you don't find anything at all. And when you reach that in your meditation, that you think that way, well, that's the meditation on the way things are. Gombao, sarwa. Yamite.
subtle very
That's also doof thought,
that's
because
subtle.
that's gunda.
Yeah, it's underestimating things. That's
Yeah,
saying that
that's like saying there's nothing there when there is something there. Okay.
양 밑에 they 그런데 기타와 임베
Yeah, that's a kunda viewpoint, where you say nothing exists when something does exist.
Meta.
What would be the opposite of that?
Thinking it exists completely because it's there.
Say something which is there, which isn't there. Okay. So this is to say something isn't there when it is there, and the other one is to say something's there when it's not there. Okay. Okay, that's how.
대탈 서외 생각 민예 향각 옆에 있죠.
What's it mean?
It is so something
This method of searching.
No, when you
look for
when you go looking for the me like that, self-existent me, it's true you don't find a me, but that doesn't mean there's no.
Me to be found.
But still, there's a me. There is one me that exists, not the one you went looking for. The one which doesn't come from your seeds doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean there doesn't exist a me who does come from my seeds. Okay. Okay. By the way, you still got this Serwa Mite coming. You should probably number them. Okay, you got a Yang Mite, you got a Yang Mite, Chung Mite. This is interesting. Later on, you're going to get to one where he says, that's a little off, where he likes part of it. He likes some of it, okay? But let's go back to this totally stupid ones. Kache, pause. Ngade. Boy, that was a tough one, okay, you guys?
Yeah.
You should pay me for that one.
$100?
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll just give it away. Ngade.
Ngate kadok tang yip.
Nice yip. Very good. Yip, yip, yip.
Mepe rang
Dun, dun, dun,
shin
dun, dun, dun.
Nyam kompate. Ne lu gom pao serwa.
Gomade nelo gombao Sarah. Yeah. Boy, I just keep praising myself on that one. Okay. The me cannot be grasped either as color or shape, okay? In either one, neither one, because it doesn't exist. Therefore, you can't say he's got red hair, he's got black hair. You can't say he's fat, he's skinny, because he don't exist in truth. And when you can think of things that way, that's a meditation on the way things are. You don't make distinctions anymore. Okay? Yamite.
Yamite nga kadok tang yip ni yipe mirik la nga kadok tang yip suman tu par tok pa niki nga rang shin me par tok minupe che.
Yeah, this is interesting. That position is also incorrect because, first of all, the position is incorrect because Nga does have Kadok and Yip. Okay, and like Michael does have some hair, which it has a color, or used to have a color, Stanley, and he has a shape, more and more circular. But Nga Kadoten Yesu Madupa Topaniki, even if you were correct, and it were possible to perceive that Michael is not color or shape, that's not the same as realizing that Michael has no nature of his own, okay? Because in the thing that Michael is empty of, when you see emptiness, should exist or not exist? Yeah, it's a Discover credit card. So there's no way, you can't describe emptiness as the absence of something which does exist. That has to be wrong. You know, you can debate whether Michael has color or shape, or is he a white horse, or you can go to all those. But in the end, emptiness refers to lacking something which couldn't have been there. And he can have color, he can have shape. So understanding that Michael doesn't have color and shape cannot be emptiness, because the things you're canceling do exist, could exist. And the things you're canceling with emptiness are things that cannot exist, ever. So shape and color could exist. So that can't be emptiness, okay? Got it? The gotcha can't be something which generally exists, okay? Chima Dertang.
Chima dertal. Nga sup min bar tok pa sang.
I'm sorry, let me check something out. Okay, good.
Nga rang shin me bar tok minupe.
Yeah, just because you could understand that Michael, as neither physical nor mental, was not physical. Michael, the concept, is not physical, but that doesn't mean you understand. You can't, just by understanding that, you wouldn't be able to understand that he has no nature of his own. So maybe it is true that Michael, as a personality, as an idea, as a concept, Michael doesn't have physical form. Michael's a concept, Michael's a name. But understanding that Michael is not a concept is not to understand Michael is empty. There's different things, okay? So, by the way, he's getting into more subtle ones. He's getting more subtle, okay? until later he's going to say chung mite.
Yeah.
That's slightly off. Okay, that one's going to be intriguing. We are looking forward to that. Okay.
같이 샘 카톡탕 입수만 두배 샘치 양메 또 냠파탕 샘랑 신기 메또 냠투 곰파데 네룩 곰파오 세와양.
Yeah, so somebody says, because the mind does not exist as color and shape, okay, then we can say the mind doesn't exist at all. And then you have to be careful to distribute the first phrase to each of these two. So, and also because the mind doesn't have color and shape, we can say it has no nature. Okay, so you have to say, because the mind doesn't have color and shape, we can say the mind doesn't exist at all. And because you have to repeat, because the mind doesn't have color and shape, we can say the mind doesn't have any nature of its own. And thinking those thoughts, meditating on those thoughts, is to meditate on the true nature of things. Sarvayang, that's also mite. Okay.
Is it time?
Five more minutes.
Okay, now he splits the two and he criticizes them separately. Okay, so here we go. So say, please read this line.
미타데
Mite, de,
밑에 대ing아마 니 큐른뎁 인라
kunda.
큐른뎁 인라 시마양 충미 민테 베치.
Yeah, first of all, the first half of your statement, that there's no mind at all because it doesn't exist as color and shape.
Underestimated again.
Yeah, that's just total, yeah. Something's there and you're saying it's not there. So the first half there is kind of cuckoo. But the second half,
That's a little wrong.
that's a touch wrong. It's a little bit of a problem. What was the second one? Therefore, the mind has no nature of its own.
No nature because it doesn't have color and shape.
Good, right. So your conclusion was right,
Yeah.
your reason was wrong. Yeah. He said the mind has no nature of its own. So that much, that's okay. You can say that. But tell me why you think that. Oh, because it has no color and shape. You can't see it. Oh, well, now that's stupid. Okay, but the first half of what you said, that's pretty good. You said the mind has no nature of its own. That's okay. Can I ask you why? Oh, because you can't see it. Oh, well, then that's stupid. If that's your proof, then that's stupid. So, yeah, that's the first one was stupid. The second one was pretty stupid. Okay, the first one was real stupid. The second one was pretty stupid. Okay.
Gesho, what's the difference in the spellings of chung? Are they completely synonymous?
Yeah. This chung can mean a bit, and chung always means small.
Okay.
Okay, but
chung.
chung means a bit.
Chung,
It's a
chung.
little, it's a little off. I mean, your conclusion is right, but your reason is kind of a little off. Okay, here we go. There, Tao.
다르타운 샘 셰파인데 카독탕 입수만 두파 신뚱에 다
Lawe.
Yeah.
Lawe.
상기 니 샘랑 신기 메파르게 민누 베이저.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's
He's kind of saying what?
Well, it's easy to see that it doesn't
He's saying
have
it's
shape and
too
color.
easy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, if seeing emptiness
Yeah.
just meant to see that your mind processes, your thought processes didn't have color and shape, if that's all you had to do, it's too easy, okay? Anyone can perceive that. That's ngay here means perceive. Anyone could conclude that, okay? So you wouldn't be able to ascertain that that the mind had no nature just from that it didn't have color and shape. This is too easy. It's an interesting argument, you know. I saw emptiness. How long did it take you? Like 15 minutes. Yeah, okay, too easy. I don't have to know more about what you did, you know. Oh, the first time I got a teaching, yeah, okay. Ngay lawa. It's too easy. Let's keep going. You got
样같이
2 minutes. Okay. Use the 2 minutes. 양같이.
샘탕포 키 상킨 망냉 중와 털 강내 경망 파르투 겹포 텐라 슈파 털 강두왕 민예 털 치와 홍둔주와 털 강두왕 민조.
Let's do that much, okay? And we'll come. It's kind of sexy, you know. This kind of thing we've been waiting for. Everything else is too dry. Okay. Somebody says, when the mind first appears in the world, when a thought first comes up, it's like a dog coming out of his doghouse. Okay. So Jung means come out here. Okay. It doesn't mean happen. It means exit. Okay. So when you think about it, when a dog pops out of his doghouse, it seems as if he came from nowhere. Kangne kyang maong. He has not come from anywhere. He just pops out of his doghouse. Okay, so thoughts are like that. They just pop into existence from nowhere. Okay, and then while they're there, they are like a king sitting on his throne. And they don't stay. And I don't know what's the point, okay? They're like a king sitting on his throne, but they don't stay anywhere, okay? So I don't know. I don't know what's the... We could look it up in the database and see if anyone else has talked about it, okay?
So par is throne here?
Is it, where? No, it means in the beginning it's like a dog popping out. In the interim, it's like a king sitting on his throne, which is somehow unreal. I don't know. And the end is easy. Chiwa means a rat. Zul means to squeeze back into his hole. Okay. Zul means squeeze back into his. Kung means a hole in a wall. Okay. Dukung is a chimney, for example, smoke hole. Because they used to just drill a hole in the ceiling and the smoke. Some of the smoke would go out.
It's not staying anywhere, meaning it didn't appear to come from the doghouse? Like he's not living anywhere, he's just, or is it?
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta look it up. We could look up king near rat. And we'll hit somebody, we'll talk about it. Okay. Say again?
Near me, ne?
You could, but it'd be probably, you'd hit more hits. We can do it next time. Okay, so Chiwa means a rat. Kung means a hole. Zul means kind of like to poke back in or squeeze back in. Okay, Kangdoan mido. What he's gonna say, and we're gonna stop after the rat. What he's gonna say is things pop up from nowhere. Things seem to be there, but they're not there, and then they pop out of existence, and that's emptiness. Okay, okay. But we'll get to it next time. Stopped here. What's the date today?
Today's the 17th.
1920. Okay. This idea that they want to focus on the suddenness with which thoughts come into your mind, and the suddenness with which they disappear from the mind, and that's somehow emptiness. Okay. And he says, by the way, this is the one where he says, you know, you're close. Okay, you're close. Okay, so here we go.
Sashi
Buki Jangshing Metok Jam Rira Lingshi Nyende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uargi Jokud Namdar Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kanyatayami
Kewa
Di Kewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Tok Tok Shing Sanam Yeshe Le Chungwe Dampar Kuhi Topar Sho.
Thank you guys.
Maybe it's that kings don't stay around too long. But I don't know. I doubt it's that, but
I'll see if I can find it.
yeah, look for kings near rats,
Yeah.
Chiwa. And by the way, this is the weakness of our database, that we have not input
Yeah.
spurious text.
Right.
We have not input texts that we know are wrong. But after we finish all the texts that are correct, which should take another 50 years, we can start inputting all the stupid texts. But we have to keep them out of the core database, because people will hit it and think it's correct. So the way I've designed the database so far is there is no text in the database which is incorrect. So you can trust anything you hit. And then, you know, if we have more money, more resources, we can have a whole project to input all the wrong text for comparative purposes. But I thought, it was always my principle is to finish the correct text first. And then if you get a hit, you know it's correct. Okay, so that's been the policy so far. Acha. You don't have to look up the author and see if he's an author who's always mistaken or not.
We'll probably tag it in a certain way that it's not like our.
Yeah.
Especially with Joel's new.
Yeah, and then it could get into political problems. So I haven't gone there. If people ask me, did you put in this text? I'll say, you pay for it, I'll put it in.
They're gonna call us sectarian.
No, it's okay, but I say, you pay for it, I'll put it in. And we did input text for people for money
Somebody wants us to do that right now.
that were wrong. And we just put it in, sent it to them, and, you know.
I should reply to them now.
Yeah.
Somebody,
That was in the days when we needed money, though. And we don't need money now. So.
So now